Hi everyone, I am Anuj. If you are new to programming language and want to learn how to work with data in JavaScript, this video is perfect for you. And if you don't know what is a programming language, I have a video on that as well. So let me quickly recap. Programming is the act of constructing a program and, in simple words, a set of precise instructions telling computer what to do. Most programming is done with programming languages. A programming language is an artificially constructed language used to instruct computers. So we will learn how to write this artificial language. And just a quick introduction of JavaScript. JavaScript was introduced in 1995 as a way to add programs to web pages. So during that time, it came in the Netscape Navigator browser. Back then, there was a browser called Netscape Navigator, and the language has been since adopted by all other major graphical web browsers. And so, yes, so basically, like JavaScript uh, were originally used in web browsers only. Nowadays, we can use JavaScript outside of our web browsers. So by default, whenever we install web browsers, we get JavaScript as well. So we can work on JavaScript on our, if I want to write my JavaScript, I can write it on my web browser. That is easy peasy. You don't need to install anything or do, or however, like you can install code editors, but for just to like begin to write, you can use your web browser. So today I'm gonna talk about first values. Maybe you are wondering like what are the things we are gonna discuss today? Values, variables, concatenation, interpolation, and string method. We will see that one by one. All right, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay. So now you can see I'm on my web browser. Okay. This is my Microsoft Edge and I'm using Windows 11. So I just like open my web browser and I see this. And now what I'm gonna do, and you can open any website, even if you are like on any uh, website, you can just like right click and inspect. Okay. So when I do this inspect, I get this screen. Okay. This setting is a little bit different in mine. Okay. But let me change it. So if I just go up and if I do this, okay, and then I will get something like this. Okay. Let me do it again for you. So let me click here, inspect, and I will get something here. Okay. So we are gonna use this space. We don't need this space. So let me just, okay, so drag this and don't worry about this thing. You just need to come here and click here on console. Okay. You will get a lot of things here. Again, no need to worry about it. And there you go. Okay. Everything has gone. So again, let me give you a quick recap. So inspect and then click on the console, and when you clicked on the console, just go up and do this. Okay. So here I will write uh, JavaScript. Okay. Here I can write JavaScript. So all right. So we are going to talk about values first. So you must have seen in like all over the internet, we write things, we read things. Those are data. Okay. So whenever you fill some form, you write your name, you write your age, your address, your phone number, those are values. Okay. So, and whatever you see in front of me, these, all this text, okay, these are values. Now, so let me just quickly write something here. So let's say, let's start with a number. So I write 90 and I hit enter, I get 90. Okay. What does that mean? That I'm like giving 90, okay, to my JavaScript, and then my computer is saying, okay, I got 90. Okay, this is sort of a like confirmation that my computer is like just telling me that, okay, you gave me 90, I got 90. Okay, that is sort of a confirmation, and you can just like hit enter and it will work fine. Now, let me write something else here. So let's say, for example, I write a name, Alice, and when I hit enter, instead of like, so again, I inputted Alice and I got like this error. So my computer did not accept this text. So why is that? Because there is a way to write text in programming languages, in all of the programming languages, I can say. So whenever we write anything other than numbers, we should keep those things, okay, and surrounded with quotation marks, inverted commas, whatever you call it, maybe single, double, or triple. So there we go. It is double, okay. And then I'm gonna write Alice like this, okay. And when I hit enter, there you go. It's working fine, okay. I gave Alice and I got Alice. So this is sort of a like confirmation it is working, okay. So the data I am trying to uh, save in my Java using JavaScript. So you can also think like that JavaScript understand this data. Okay. So again, imagine you are writing comments, okay, somewhere, and when you hit enter, and down below you see your comments, okay, there. So that is like you input something and then you got the output right away. Okay. That is sort of a you can see the output there. Okay. Now, all right, what else? So these are called values, okay? And values, broadly, we say that values are of different types, okay? So let me just quickly pull up my notepad so I can write things there. Okay, so here we go. So broadly, so first we have numbers, okay? We have numbers. So these are used to represent numerical values, okay? You all know that. 42, okay? 3.14, decimal values, or even negative values, okay? Now, the second thing comes, they are called strings, okay? And strings are sequences of characters, okay, sequences of characters enclosed in single or double quotes, okay, single like that or double, okay. So for example, I can write here, I can write hello like that, and then I can write if I write a number like this, okay, that is also a string. So whatever I have, okay, between these quotes, okay, they are called strings, okay. So now you may be thinking like, what is the difference between a number with quotes or without quotes? So we will see that. So let me just quickly come here. So JavaScript knows how to do mathematical operations, meaning JavaScript knows how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all of that. We don't need to teach JavaScript to do that. So if I come here and I write something like this, 32 and plus 2, and then I got this 32, okay? So 322, okay? And now you can see this is not an addition. It is just like switching these two values together. So here, as you can see, computer is like just putting these values together and there is no addition. Because here 32 is not a sequence, okay, is not a sequence, and this 32 is not a sequence, is a number, and here I'm saying that 32 is a number, okay. So here you can see 32 plus 2 is my computer is just putting these values together like that, and 32 plus 2 is the way my computer is doing addition, okay. So here 32 is a number for my computer. That's how my computer is able to do mathematical calculation. But this 32 is not a number, it's a string, okay, and it has no numerical meaning, okay, for computer. That's why I'm getting 322, okay. So let me just quickly do this. So let's say 8, this is a string, okay, plus, and I write like this, and when I hit, there you go, okay, just putting these values together like that. Okay, so these are, the first was numbers, second strings, okay, and third they are called booleans, okay. So booleans can have two values, true or false, okay, true or false. They represent decision, okay, because like when we in our also like daily life, and when we write any function, when we write anything, okay, so there we say yes or no, okay. So our answer is just like yes or no, okay. So they are like booleans, like very very helpful. Is the password is correct, okay, and so for that we use booleans, okay. So booleans has, so let me show you how does it work, okay. So now I say 3 is greater than 2, okay, which is true. So my computer is like saying true. My computer is evaluating this comparison and my computer is saying true, okay. So computer understand that 3 is greater than 2, okay, and what is this true? True is a boolean, okay. And if I do something like this, 3 and 3 is less than 2, which is false, okay. So that's why I'm getting this true and false here, okay. Let's do something like this. Kate is equals to, and then Kate even, okay, and these two names are not equal, Kate Evans and not equals, okay. That's why I'm getting false, okay. I'll come to this, like why I'm using 3 equals to sign. Well, just for now, 3 equals to sign, they are for comparison, okay. I'm just like comparing if they are equal or not. And if I do something like this, Kate equals to and equals to, and I say equals to Kate, okay, let me put that way, and I got true, okay. So now you can see boolean values, okay. So boolean values are very very helpful. And now we will talk about two values soon, okay. These are called null and undefined, okay. So these represent the absence of value. So null is used to explicitly set a variable to nothing. So as I was saying that we will come to this because we haven't discussed variables, okay. So first learn, let's uh, see what are variables, then we will come here, we will come back and we will talk about null and undefined, okay. All right, now I do not need this, okay. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit this clear. Now my console is clear, okay. This is sort of a, again this you may, if you are wondering like what is this, this is sort of a like playground where I can write JavaScript and where I can um, see that how JavaScript, how like I can write different things JavaScript and just see like how things works in JavaScript. All right, now let's talk about variables. Okay, so if I write like this, okay, and if I just write a number like this, okay, I won't be able to retrieve this, okay, this number, okay, because if I don't remember this number exactly, I won't be able to retrieve this data. Okay, this is sort of like, again, just imagine that values are just like things, okay, and we like to label our things so that um we can reuse those variables, okay, without remembering the values. Okay, so just let me give you an example. So you live in your house, okay, and your house has an address, okay, and but you don't say every time that, okay, I'm going to this like 123 building slash this block and that. Okay, we don't say that. So we just like basically say, okay, I'm going to my house, I'm going to my office. Okay, so that office equals to some location. Okay, but you don't say that location explicitly. You just like, you have a label for that. Okay, so you don't have to say the location again. Okay, so what does that mean? So let's say, for example, I write something like this. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we label our variables? Okay, and how do we write things? Okay, with how do we write values with variables? Okay, so I'm gonna write. So there are also, let me just quickly tell you that there are three ways to declare a variable. So let const and var. Okay, so let and const, okay, they came in 2015, I believe 2015 or 2016, and var has been in JavaScript since its inception in 1995. But nowadays, we only use let and const, and we don't use var at all. But you may see this var keyword in legacy code, so you should be aware of this keyword as well. All right. So how do we declare? So when I say how do we declare, I mean I'm saying how do we label our values? Okay. So how do we do that? So first I will use this keyword let space, and then I'm gonna name my value. Okay, I'm gonna label my value. So I'm gonna write let age equals to 25. Okay, if the age is 24, then I will write like this. Okay, let age equals to 24. Okay, and when I hit enter, okay, I get this like undefined, but when I do this age, I get 24. So there you go. I say age, but my computer is like saying that 24. So so JavaScript somewhere saved 24 value and put the label on it age. So when I call age, I will get 24. Okay. So when I okay. So there are like other examples. Let's say let is the keyword, and then it is up to me whatever I want to write here. Okay, I can write something like this. Okay, ABC equals to, and here I am storing a name. Okay, like that. But as you can see, ABC, like, it has no meaning. Okay, so when I do ABC, I get Alice. Okay, we get it. But the name, okay, whenever we are naming our values, variable name should be meaningful so that it will be easier for us to remember the variable name. Okay, so normally I would write like this: let first name and Alice, like that. And when I come here, first name, and there you go. Okay, I get Alice. So first name like this. So now you may be like wondering why I'm writing like this, why N is capital. So I can also use small capital, small letter, and but it but in JavaScript we follow this convention that if I have two words in my variable name, the second word will have the first letter. Okay, we will keep that letter a capital letter. Okay, like that. All right. Okay. So again, let me just quickly give you a quick recap. Variables are like labeled containers that store these values, and they allow us to refer to and use the data in our program. And in JavaScript, we declare variables using the let keyword. We also have other variations, const and var, and followed by the variable name. Okay, so how does it look? Okay, if you want to, so let, and then here I will write let variable name like that, and equals to sign. Okay, to assign a value, and here I will write some value like that. Okay, so let variable name, let space variable name, and equals to and some value. Okay, this is the way I will write. All right, so let me again, let's create, let's say let age equals to 30, and let, again just for the sake of practice, first name equals to Alice. Okay, and then let is student. Okay, this is student, this is a boolean, so let's say true. Okay, so age, this is a number, this is a string, and this is a boolean. Okay, so this is the way I will declare, or I will label these values with these variable names. Okay, like that. So now, okay, let's come here and let's clear this up. Okay, so if you want to practice this, maybe you can take a screenshot. Okay, and then later on you can practice these one by one. Okay, now let's say this is not going away. Okay, because so let's do. Okay, now let's come here, let's discuss this null and undefined. So let's say, for example, I come here and I say let, and I say let password. Okay, password, and I do this. Just I have a label. Okay, but there is no value. I have not assigned, I have not declared, I have not for this label there is no value. Okay, so if I do this password, I get this like undefined. Value is undefined. Here I'm just like basically saying that value is undefined. Okay, so there you can see. So this is the like, now you know like what is um undefined. Okay, when the value is not there, my computer will say, okay, I don't know what is the value, tell me. Okay, okay, so about the null, null is explicitly saying that there is no value. Okay, we are just like, this is like intentional, intentional, we are saying there is no value. Okay, so let's say let, okay, and say password equals to null, and when I do this password, okay, I get null. Okay, so null is absence of value. Okay, intentionally. All right, and we will write like this. And undefined is something different, when you can say like unintentionally. Okay, there is no value there, that is called undefined. Okay, value not defined. All right, so let's me come here and let me just, okay, so now you know that how to declare a value, and how to declare a value, how to create a variable, what are values. Okay, So let's see what are the other things we can do, okay, with in JavaScript. So let's say I write name. Let first name, okay, like that. Can I write? So let's say I write 8 like this. All right. So now it is like that. Okay. Now just imagine, okay, just imagine that maybe I want to something. Change something meaning like again, let me just go back. This is the way you are declaring a value. This is the way you are saving a data in using JavaScript. Okay. But you want to manipulate this thing. Okay. So how would you do that? Because like just imagine there is a nice form on web, but someone because like users they write in their own way, but they do not, but they write like this, Kate, okay, or maybe like this, okay, and you can see the format is little bit not, and you want to have consistency wherever you are saving this data, okay, but the good news is we can reformat this data. Okay, how? So I'm gonna write first name. Uh, 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 Let me write because I wrote only first name. That's why my computer is saying first name is undefined. So first name dot. Okay. Now I'm gonna use this to uppercase. Okay, to uppercase this one. Okay, and let me have this. Okay, two brackets, and when I hit enter, you can see the new format. Now everything is in like uppercase. Okay, there you go. So now what are these? These are called methods. Okay, and these are called methods. Okay, some people may call it property. Okay, and how does it work? So any data, so data, any data type, let me write like this. There I can add method name like this. There you go. Okay, method slash property data type dot method name. Okay, so method slash property and data type dot method name. Okay, like that. Now let me just, let's see, we have methods, like we have like many methods. Okay, so I don't, you don't need to worry about like how to memorize them. Whenever you need them, just like Google. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna use and my computer gives me like these um, options. So let's say two lowercase. Okay, and when I hit enter, then you can see this is in lowercase. Okay, I can also do something like this: first name. Okay, dot length. Okay, I can compare its, I can also find its length. Okay, there are 4 characters in this name, and you must have seen this thing like whenever we type password and the password it says that no at least like 5 characters are required, 8 characters are required, or 10 characters are required. So they are doing the same thing. They are just like finding its length and then comparing it with something else. Okay, and then it is saying true, false. Okay, true, false meaning like if it is true, then let the user make the password. Okay, if it is not, then say try again. The length is not sufficient. Okay, so things like that. All right. So what else we can do in JavaScript? Okay. So now you know that we can also use these methods. You don't need to remember these methods. Whenever you need them, just Google them. How to make a string, okay? How to change its format, how to count the number of characters in a string, things like that. And not just for the strings, you can do, we will learn other data structures as well in future videos. And there you will see that we are doing the same thing, that we are applying some methods to those data types. Now, let me just clear this up and come here. Now, let's talk about, there is also one thing. So you have seen this bit, okay, that I can do something like this, Kate plus a1. So this is called concatenation. Okay. So what is concatenation? So concatenation is a way to combine different strings together, and we can use the plus sign to concatenate strings in JavaScript. Okay. Even you can do it in other programming languages as well. So let's say, for example, I write like this, okay? But in the concatenation, you can also have values and variables together, okay? So what I mean, so let's say, let first name and equals to it, like that. Oh, okay. So and then let age equals to 24, and let's say, okay, let's say let T equal London. And now let's make a sentence out of it, okay? So I can store this in a variable, okay? Or it is up to me, okay? I can write something like this as well. So first I will write first name, okay? Then plus sign like this and age, okay? But I want to write something else, okay? I want to write Kate is, okay, is, but is a string. So I'm gonna write like this, is plus 24, will come like this, 24 plus, okay, and years old, like that, okay, and first name is plus age, years old, okay. I'll keep a quote here, but you can see the output, okay, it is coming like this. It doesn't look good, okay, but we can change it, because like as you can see, these, like, my computer disregard these spaces, okay. You can see my computer is not giving any spaces, okay, it's not accepting any spaces like that. So what I need to do, I need to come here in between, okay, of these quotes, and then I will hit space. There you go. Okay, so if you want to give space, and if you are using this way, I will show you another way as well that is like much better. Then you need to do something like this, okay, and to have a space after this, then go. Okay, Kate is 24 years old. Okay, and I can also make another sentence, first name, okay, and again plus 2 lives in, so then plus the city will come like this, okay. That is a city lives in, okay, that is a mistake actually. So now you can see output that it is like this, Kate lives in London, okay. So I can have, I should give some space here so that I can read it. All right. Cool. So Kate lives in London. Okay. So now you can see, as I was saying, that we can use, we can reuse our variables, and here you can see that I'm using this variable twice. Okay. And so yeah, with the variables you can do something like that. Okay. Now these are called concatenation. Okay. What about other way? Okay, because like this like for me, like whenever if you have like a longer sentence, it will be a sort of like difficult for you to write all these things with plus and then calculating space, okay, after and before the quotes. Okay, so we can do something better. Okay, so this is a new way. Okay, this is called interpolation. Okay, these are also called template literals, template strings. Okay, So you may see template literal space, slash template strings slash interpolation. Okay. All right. So how does it work? So first, these are called backticks. Okay. You will get backticks. Okay. Right below your escape key. Okay. So you will get these there. Now, how to form a sentence. Okay. So I'm gonna write like this: first name and a dollar sign, like that. You can see that now Kate is there. Okay. And how do we what we are doing here is like we are just keeping our variables in the curly braces and the dollar sign. Okay. So Kate lives in London. Okay. Okay, so that is a city. So I'm gonna do like this, city, and there we go. Okay, there you go. You don't need to worry about any spaces, and my computer also like uh, take these spaces as it is. Okay, but here my computer does not. Okay, if I don't put spaces between these codes. Okay, but here you can see the only thing you need to keep in your mind is to just um have these curly braces, okay, around variable name and this dollar sign. Okay, so Kate lives in London. Okay, and I can also write something like this, again, dollar sign and first name, and then is, and age will come here, age. Okay, and this years, like that. Okay, there you go. Okay, Kate lives in London and Kate is 24 years old. So the thing is, you can change. You may be thinking like, okay, why we are keeping these values and why we are writing this thing like this? Why don't we write like full sentence? Okay, the thing is, you won't be able to change it. Okay, because let's say, just imagine like in Instagram or in any social network, you have this like username. You can change your username. So username equals to something, but you can change your username later, and you will see your new username everywhere in all the previous comments, in all the previous posts. You will see your new username. Okay, because that was saved in a variable. Okay, and now we have changed the variable. Okay, so that's how we are able to do. Okay, all right. So now let me just clear this up. Okay, again, if you want to take a screenshot, please do that. Now let me, okay, so I need to get this thing, and now let me clear this up. Okay, so we learned about, so as I was saying, okay, so template literals, and you can also say template strings. You can also say interpolation. Okay, cool. um so there we go, and it is like that, template literals, strings, and all that. And now let's talk about the difference between these three variables. Okay, all right, so let me just come here and say const first name. Let me do it with the let first. Let first name equals to Kate. Okay, and later she decided she wants to change her name. Okay, maybe you wanna call herself Kate, like this. When I hit enter, I got the new name. Okay, there is no problem. This is called reassigning values. Okay, first it was first name equals to Kate. Now the first name points to this. Okay, reassigning of values. Okay, so yes, so remember, this is called, again, I'm repeating myself, reassigning of values. Okay, let's do with the const. const first name. I don't know why first name equals to Kate. Do this. Okay, first name has already been declared, so I can't use it. Okay, so that's the first rule. So let me just clear this up and let me say const age equals to 24. Let's say this. Okay. Okay, I think in the console I declared all this thing. Okay. So let's do something. Const let's say const grades. Okay, let's call it 90. And later on, I want to change it. Okay, I want to reassign this to something else, 98. I won't be able to do it. Okay, because in const I cannot reassign values. Remember, I cannot reassign values. Const means constant. So we like to keep things in constant. So let's say, for example, we will keep our like bank account number. Our bank will keep our bank account number in a variable like this const. Okay, so we won't be able to reassign it. Okay, we do not want our customer or anybody to change the bank account number. Okay, we don't want that. All right. So one thing we have learned that in the let we can reassign values. So we can say let, okay, and let's say surname equals to Evans, and let me come here surname equals to else. I can do it. Okay, so reassigning is allowed with let but not with the const. Alrighty. So let's do with var. With the var you can do that. Okay. So let me just show you. Okay. So let's say var is equals to car. Not like that. Um, car name equals to mw that. And now I want to change this. Let's say ABC. I can do that. So in the var is possible. Okay, we can reassign. What about redeclaring? For the sake of presentation, I am here. Okay, and it was not working there. I don't know why. So let me show you that example. That redeclaring of variables with let is not allowed. Okay, so let first name is equals to Alice. So I write something like this: let first name equals to Kate, and you can see it says identifier first name has already been declared at this line, so it is not allowed. Okay, so I won't be able to redeclare this thing, but with the var, okay, I can do that. Okay, so if I come here and check first name, sorry, let me write it again. First name, there you go. Okay, I got it. Kate. So remember in the const, and let me write for the let, okay, and also let me write for the var, okay. Well, in the const, I cannot redeclare, okay, and reassigning, cannot redeclare and reassign values. Can not redeclare and reassign. In this, in the let, can reassign, okay, but cannot redeclare. Uh, Declare, if I can write it. Okay, so here we can, there you go. Okay, copy and paste. I'm lazy. So here we go. Can redeclare and reassign. Okay. There is also one more difference, but we are going to discuss that in future videos. So cons, let, and var. Okay. So we learned about. So let me just quickly share my screen. So we learned about values. So we learned about that numbers, strings, boolean, null, and undefined. These are values, and we can store values in a variables. Variables, you can imagine that variables are just like containers, and it will be. And why do we keep our values in variables? So that we can find them easily and we can reuse them. In the concatenation, we learned about that we can add two values or two values or variables together with plus sign. Okay. And later on, we learned about that. Okay, maybe we have a better way, and with the interpolation, we can do that. Okay. And we also learned about string methods. So in the string methods, we learned about that we can have a data type, and then we will apply some method, okay, onto that by saying dot and the method name. Okay. And you don't need to remember these method names. You can always find them on Google. You just need to know how to write these method names. All right. So that's all for this video. In the next video, I'm going to talk about functions and conditions.